Stream Elements is the first chatter and has been versed 75 times. Enjoy your channel, thanks, Stream Elements. SkateGamer_OG has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream.
Platform 4, YouTube, is now online. Platform 60 Live is now online. Platform 7, Trovo, is now online. Platform 8, VP Live, is now online. VP Live is offline, please hold. Platform 9, Nemo TV is now online. New Twitch follower.
DJGUNZZZZZ is now following.
Enter the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream.
One kick acquired.
WiseWolf69967 has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream. Agentroski has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream. _XLR has entered the Twitch chat.
Platform 14, Good Game is now online. Platform 16, Valora, is now online. Platform 12, Odyssey, is now online. New Kick subscriber. Thank you and welcome to the party.
Agent Ruski just subscribed.
Platform 19, Substack, is now online. Platform 21, Vaughan Live, is now online. Platform 5, Rumble, is now online. Platform 10, Pilled, is now online.
Synth has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream.
Platform 22, Picato TV, is now online. Platform 36 WTV is now online. WTV is now online. WTV is now online. Platform 23 FC2 is now online. Platform 24 Hyperion TV is now online. Platform 24 Hyperion TV is now online. Platform 25 Robot Streamer is now online. New Twitch follower.
Livatrix Spot is now following.
Platform 13, Party, is now online.
Many other Americans, I come home and I pet my dog. You see, petting your dog is one of the most relaxing things you can possibly do. It releases a hormone called oxytocin, which reduces stress.
I can't get this wicked shit in. Out my system. And I can't get this wicked shit in. Out my system. And
Platform 26, Twitcast, is now online. Platform 26, Twitcast, is now online. Platform 27, Angel Thumb, is now online.
this wicked shit in. Out my
Platform 28, Cosmoa, is now online. Platform 26, Twitcast, is now online. Platform 29, Mage, is now online. H2 O-Break has been purchased with kick points and requires you to hydrate. Platform 31, Showroom, is now online. Platform 30 Soup is now online. Platform 32 Flashy Social is now online. Platform 33 Xenon is now online. One kick acquired. Platform 34 Arena Social is now online. Platform 38 Retake TV is now online. Platform 39 Pump.Fun is now online. Platform 40 stream base is now online.
Wow.
Shakira, 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 ¿eres tú? Wow.
One kick acquired. New kick follower. New kick follower. New kick follower.
It's all because you didn't give me that goddamn duck.
Platform 18 Instagram is now online. Platform 17, Nex, formerly known as Twitter, is now online. New Twitch follower.
Summit 77 is now following.
Permission to hit him. He don't like me, him and wild wife, he was with him. You heard of us, the murderers, most shady. Been on the low lately, the feds hate me. The son of Satan, they say my killing's too blatant.
Welcome to the party skate gamer.
New kick follower.
Yeah, baby, tonight.
DJ Sway Forth. Welcome to the stream.
Dance like it's the last night of your life. Get you right. Baby, tonight. Take us falling in love again.
Rainy Devil. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the party kickbot.
Kiss her cold lips until the morning comes.
Twisted Aerials. Welcome to the stream.
I can't ignore you. Do anything for you, lady. I do adore you. In my room.
This just in. Breaking Spectre. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the party center. Welcome to the party, Fago Juggalo 7.
Fago Juggalo 710. Welcome to the stream.
Why do I call myself a juggalo? Cause we be banging the wicked shit and swimming off in the blood of mosh pits. We misfits and misunderstood. Got chapters of family off in each and every hood. I'm a juggalo. We're singing
With the power of the deep voices, Super Cats. Welcome to the stream.
Nighttime, the morning time, yeah. We're going strong, headed up, down the river. Oh Lord, I feel the reveling. I feel a change on the rise.
Wise Wolf. Welcome to the stream.
Get up, jump with the boom. Southeast side about you too. Can you fuck it up like us? Can you freak the moves that we bust? Get up, jump with the bang. Southeast side and do your thing. Can you fuck it up like us?
Platform 37 TAC ID is now online.
Welcome to the party, Wise Wolf. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, Ebony.
Welcome to the stream.
Underscore James who has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream.
Tamale says, DJ Guns is doing the impossible today. 2026, here we come.
Talk ID is offline. Please hold. Talk ID is offline. Please hold. If you would like to know where else you can find DJ, please click the Chirp Me link in the chat. New Twitch follower.
Fanalpotat0 is now following.
Platform 37 Tach ID is now online. X is offline. Please hold. X is offline. Please hold.
Tokyo Thumbnail says, "You can do it, Mr. Guns. You can do this. You can do this."
Platform 17, X, formerly known as Twitter, is now online.
Summit77 has entered the Twitch chat. Welcome to the stream.
The Trans King has arrived. 6XLR. Streame yokoso. They clipped the wings off my goddamn duck.
I'm a different breed. I'm out this galaxy. I'm too complex for you broads. I am the alchemy. My swag is regal.
The
Look at
Queen
my
Honeybee. Welcome to the stream.
The queen is here. 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 The queen is here.
Tokyo Tamale
Platform
says
35 is now online.
To the stream.
close to world record territory. Nobody does it like this guy.
I'm free falling. Got my wifey in sight. Gonna try to behave tonight. I'm free falling. Somewhere right around the corner. Crack a cold bottle. Open the Corona. Yeah, I'm free falling. I'm free falling. Free falling. Yeah, just kicking it and listening while the track can be glistening.
Tokyo Tamale says one setup, zero lag, bandwidth like a huge Trump jet engine, chat exploding everywhere, notifications going crazy, and he's just chilling like I got this world. Tokyo Tamale says, they said impossible. Right, you're wrong. This is genius level streaming. The best, better than anybody's, including mine. And mine are fantastic, everyone says. Here he is, dominating the multi-stream game with that insane screen army.
New kick follower.
Tokyo Tamale says, now all we need is for DJ DJGUNZZZZZ to own his own platform.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have reached 37 platforms live.
What's going on, guys? I am sorry that it took this long. There's a lot of maintenance that goes on behind the scenes because, you know, we have to change stream keys sometimes. We have to change RTMPs. There's a lot that goes into it, but we are currently live on 37 platforms. I want to surprise you guys and go to 40. I'll be honest. I had 40 all set up, but we're here now.
10 kicks acquired.
I want to thank you guys for coming in. I want to thank you guys for sharing in this time with me and with Beam. This is a very special moment right now. Very special. We're going to be moving over to podcast format in just a second. But I got to thank you guys for being here and doing what you... I have a huge team behind me. Thank you guys for helping me out. Spectre and Skate and Wise and Rainy, thank you guys so much from behind the scenes. Are you guys ready for a podcast? I'm sorry.
Are you guys ready for a podcast?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Tokyo Tamale says, here is a tissue. Mr. Guns.
We have the Beam Stream team. waiting to talk with us. We're gonna have a little sit down.
Welcome to the party, Aisha.
The next time we do this,
Aisha, welcome to the stream.
Thank you so much for coming in. Thank every one of you coming in. I appreciate it. We're gonna switch over, and yeah, we're gonna have a little conversation. We're gonna talk. Let me just switch my camera over to the. There we go. All right, guys, here we go.
Tokyo Tamale says, almost as beautiful as the birth of your first baby, eh?
Almost beautiful. There is a black screen. Why is there a black screen? Hold on 1 second while I fix. Fix. All right, we're gonna go. Give me 1 second, guys. Go properties. Oh, because it moved. That's why. There we go. Now it should be working. Okay. Mute. Okay. I think we're good. Let me just make sure my mic is not muted. Okay. Should be working. I do not hear them. Hold on 1 sec.
DJ Linux, welcome
There we go.
to the stream.
Hey. How you doing?
Okay, I got to get my hat out because you can't outdo me. All right, now we look the same. Kinda.
How you doing, guys?
Fantastic. How about you?
Oh man, you guys haven't seen me behind the scenes, but I'll tell you, I've been sweating quite a bit. I've been sweating quite a bit. I really wanted to make this work out, and again, I really wanted to do 40 for you guys to surprise you, but you know, sometimes the websites themselves, not Beam, but the websites themselves, will make changes, and then the RTMP changes, and the everything changes. So, but I'm pretty happy that we got to his 37 mark.
That's great.
For sure.
And Theodore, you can verify how many of those?
So the Beam is handling 35 for sure.
Oh,
So
there's
you did
two
some
that.
correctly.
Yeah, so there's actually two that are brand new that I found just a few days ago.
Mhm.
I'm actually going to turn another one on now to make it one more. That'll be blaze.stream. That's an extra one. Sorry, I gotta do it for you guys. Yep.
I would have give up on that 40, DJ. It looks like you're committed to the 40. Anyway, let me be the first one to congratulate you.
Thank you.
DJ Guns and your team, and thank you, Breaking Spectre, for being with us. And this is an incredible accomplishment for you, for the people behind the scenes helping you. And I am so proud that we were able to enable this on Beam. Thank you so much. I mean, this was, like I said on Twitter for that guy that had that crazy comment.
Yeah.
That this was entirely your idea. And we've been actually talking about doing this, DJ Guns, since summer of last year, correct? Am I?
Yeah.
Am I overestimating?
No, we the first email when I was introduced to Brent was February. I believe it was February, so it's just shy of a year. Yeah.
Of a year of doing it. Yeah, and we were supposed to launch in summer, and we delayed it for a couple times. But I'm glad that we're starting the year, with this accomplishment. It actually has worked out to be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So DJ Brent has prepared a press release, which we will release on Monday, announcing to the world. It'll be on the wire, announcing to the world that that you have established a world record. And that Theodore, as you tell him the platforms, he will confirm it. Because, one thing, I know that it's real, right? I know that you've done this, but that Theodore can verify it by looking in our back office and saying, hey, here's all the connections.
Yeah.
It gives it another level of validity. and of truthfulness, and that's what we want, because we want the truth.
Yeah, of course.
So congratulations again on behalf of the entire Beam team for making it happen.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for giving me the opportunity to do this. I didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off with this many, but it's a surreal feeling. I think the build up even before this was just surreal in itself, but actually doing everything behind the scenes. If you see how many tabs I have open over here, you'd probably think it's literally over 40 tabs. And I'm using Chrome, so that's extra processes right there too.
Yeah, I think Spectre was
here real quick. Your screen that you got on clicking that Angel's cut off. You may need to downsize your screen ever so slightly.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just do that.
I'll move around so you.
Yeah, I also have to.
Look at Spectre doing all the right things in the background there.
Oh, this is a multi-PC operation. We got to do this stuff.
So yeah. So
there we go. Yes, I got it.
So
now.
much, Spectre.
There we go.
So I'm back in frame.
Yes, I apologize. My apologies.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm so excited about this. This is next level. This is what we envisioned in the beginning. I don't want to turn this in. This is not a commercial for Beam, but I want to say thank you to Brent, who actually saw this from the beginning, insisted in that we needed to help you. It wasn't that much of a convincing process. We all knew this was the right move, but I have to tell you that between Brent and Theodore, making sure that you can have all those connections in the background too, because we have to do work also on our end. This is really what this industry should be about: a cooperation, a partnership between the streamers and the platform.
Yes.
Thank you for leading that way.
Of course. I believe in it. I really do. I think that people should really be focusing on their brand, and I think that Beam does that. It's very easy. Well, it's not so easy to please one platform, and a lot of people, including myself, work very, very hard to get to a certain point. There's burnout, but I shifted my focus, and I utilized Beam the way I feel that you guys intended it to be used, which is be everywhere. Beam everywhere. Be on as many platforms as you can, and get your message out. Get if you do music, if you do gaming, if you do news like Spectre does, this is what it's about. It's about the streamer, and you guys are for the streamers. And I absolutely love that I have this opportunity, that we're able to discuss it now, and that we've made it this far, because this has been a long time in the making. So thank you. Thank all of you.
Yeah. Well, I think there are a couple of things that are important in the process of building this. And okay, so this will be the little bit of kind of a commercial for Beam, saying that we really are focused on the community. You have no idea, DJ, how many times people are so shocked when I stop into their stream to say hey and how things going with Beam and all that. And a lot of people who are long-term streamers, DJ, said that they've never had that experience before, ever, across all platforms. So we, I hope that I'm leading by example of what is the real mission of Beam. And the mission of Beam was exactly what you said. It is to expand the brand, to broadcast to as many places as possible. You don't know where your home is at yet. You think it's in one place, but it could be somewhere else. You can explode on another platform. I've seen it happen over and over. There's one of our streamers is streaming to multiple platforms, big on Kick, fairly big on Kick, starts on TikTok and blows up. So that is what we, you need to at least if you have any kind of, New Year resolution, it would be, let me try to expand. Let me try it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we make it so affordable. I'm sure Alexander PCs is really happy that you picked them as a sponsor.
Hey, if you guys are watching, you're my sponsor. I love you guys, and I appreciate you making all these beautiful PCs for people. So.
Yeah. So anyway, but we make it so affordable that just really, it's, there's no excuse anymore. We sort of eliminated all the excuses. So anyway, I'm sure Brent has lots to say too. So this really, he's been reading this.
This has been a long time coming, DJ Guns. This has been one of those things that I woke up today just knowing finally we get to do this.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
We've been talking about it, building up, geeking out about what this kind of means and how this shows off technology. And for me, it's not only the technology, which is amazing that you've demonstrated today, but is, like Angel said, this is our first step to really be able to show the community how we want to be able to support you all to help, your own growth. Just keep learning how to work with you guys. So I'm just really excited about what you've accomplished today and what this means for the next stage for us for Beam.
And by the way, DJ, I should introduce Brent and Theodore. I think a lot of people know who I am. So, I'm Angel Munoz, and I am the co-founder, president, and CEO of Beam Media Corp, which is the company that owns Beam and manages Beam. Brent Barry is our senior vice president of marketing. He used to be the head of marketing for Logitech, and we are very lucky to have him on our team. It's been, he's been with us now for a year.
Yep.
It's been a year in January. And then Theodore is sort of the unsung hero of Beam. He is the guy that makes all this happen. This
He's amazing.
He's also the co-founder. He's SVP of technology, and he is a very, very good friend of mine. We've worked together for, 12, 13 years now. And we're sort of like the right brain and the left brain of a human being. We kind of know each other so well. And he's not feeling too well today. He's ill, but he didn't want to miss this, DJ. So
thank you, Tio. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Honestly, I appreciate it.
So these are the three of us are sort of the tri-head of Beam, and then everything flows from this. So everybody that's watching you right now and watching this are really seeing the people who are really behind the scenes. And we want to accomplish this, and then we want to try it again some other time.
Of course.
Say 50. So one of the things that surprises me, DJ, is Theodore and I spent some time looking at some of the reactions across the board and on different platforms. And you've inspired a lot of people to compete.
Bring it on.
Yes, right. So there are, right, Theodore? There are some people out there that are saying, hey, I want to be the first one to do this. I want to be the first one to do that. Or I want to try to exceed that. The thing about it is they're trying to do it on other platforms. And what they're going to find out is that most platforms cannot support. The way Theodore's genius is the way that our network is structured and how load balancing goes across the entire network so that this is possible. So I don't know, Theodore, I don't know if you remember, but what is, you're probably going to look it up, but what, for example, Restream or Streamlabs, what is their top limit that you know of? I mean, of course, they may have different numbers, but what is their top limit on how many platforms you can stream?
Well, the limit is likely around a dozen platforms at the top premium enterprise corporate tier.
And that costs about what a month?
Well, enterprise is not publicly disclosed, but the lower than that tier, which only gives you half of those outputs, destinations, is $200 a month.
You know, it's expensive.
By the way, I want to introduce you guys to Breaking Spectre, who's a really good friend of mine. He actually does news on Beam and other platforms as well. And he loved the idea that we were doing this. And you know, I don't know if he has any questions for anybody, but I'm sure he does. But he's an amazing person, and I knew that he needed to be here when this happened, because I've watched his news broadcasts on Kick for a very long time, and we got to be friends, and you know, I need to invite him on here today. So.
All right. That's great. That's fantastic.
How you doing,
But to your point, yeah, like restreaming that, it is expensive, number one, to do it, I guess. How do you guys view yourself as kind of a competitor, if you want to call yourselves that, to somebody like Restream? Do you think that what you're doing here today, the way that you go about streaming and being able to restream out, is going to change the way they think about their packages and that, you think?
I don't know, Spectre. That's a great question. But I would say this: we really, this is going to sound odd as a response, but we don't see them as competitors. We don't see Streamlabs as competitors. We compete against ourselves. We set a bar, and then we work to exceed that bar. When we started Spectre, we wanted to do 10 platforms. That was our goal. And now I don't know, I don't have the latest number, and I'm not going to ask Theodore because that'll put him under stress. But Theodore, do you have an idea how many over 90 we are now?
Well, there are several added, as DJ Guns just mentioned. Also, there are a couple of new ones. So that will push the number even higher. And
okay, let me clarify that, Theodore, because hold on one second. I want you to stop right there. Let me clarify this. This is a very important distinction, Spectre. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. When we say that we are reaching 90 platforms, it's not that we're capable of reaching 90 platforms. It's that our streamers are streaming to 90 platforms.
Right.
We are open to any platform that uses the right format, as DJ has said. So that's why I'm asking him. So what he does is he sees how many platforms our audience is connected to, our community at large. There's about 15,000 people streaming to about 100 platforms globally. And so that's how we do it. Another distinction that is really important is when we say, hey, we are in so many countries, that means that people are either streaming or watching from those countries. We don't go, oh, we have servers in a country, so that we are in that country. No, that's not the way that we do things. So we're sort of trying to elevate the bar of what's credible. So in that sense, I can't find myself comparing myself to Restream, which is a phenomenal service. I have nothing against them, but they're not in the same league as Beam. They're just not.
Right.
And so that's what I mean by that. So I really see ourselves competing with ourselves, Spectre, more than anyone else. Brent, do you have any comments on that?
No. I mean, I think one of yes, one of the things that really drew me to Beam was this idea that we don't have to compete to be successful. That we can focus on building community. We can focus on supporting platforms that want support, or engaging ones that want. We can partner with people who should be competitors. All of that just kind of opens up what it means to be a community and be a service. So that's what really drew me, was just a different idea of what it means to be a platform.
You know, Theodore nailed it, Brent, when he one time told me we benefit from a healthy industry.
Yep.
We don't want anybody to fail. I don't celebrate when I hear that another service is closing their doors. That is not celebration for him. In fact, it creates problems for us because then we have to to redo our servers and turn off their services and all kinds of things like that. But really, we the more platforms and the more opportunities, every platform has a unique way of presenting themselves, right? So, you know, Twitch is not Kick, and Kick is not YouTube Live, and YouTube Live is not Facebook Live, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They all have a unique way of presenting themselves. We want the full spectrum. We want the entire industry, and we just want to be the conduit to that industry. So that's our role. Our role is to be on the side of the streamer and the viewer. That's why we provide so many, advantages, honestly. If you're viewing from Beam, you get the full chat. You're not trying to, if you're reacting to the chat, DJ, and somebody's messaging you on, let's say, Twitch, and you're responding to that person, only a person on Twitch or Beam will know what you're responding to if they're on any other platform. So one of the things that we're going to make it a little bit easier to do is that you can actually grab the chat and like you don't have to even have to be a Beam member. You can grab the chat. There's a URL for the chat, and you can put it on the side of your screen so that you can be on Twitch, on whatever platform you want, but you're not missing all those messages. Right. So one of the things I want to do is to make sure that that's easy, that it's one button and it kind of pops out or whatever way. I'm sure Theater's going, that can't be done or whatever, but we'll figure it out because I do that often because I like to watch streams in full screen, and that eliminates the chat. So I pop out the chat and put it on the side of the screen so I can continue watching.
Right.
So Theater, how many platforms, getting back to you, so we did a whole 360, and how many platforms do you think we're on right now?
Well, as far as I know, the number is the same, unless... Oh, you mean the number of services that Beam supports? I don't have the accurate number. I wasn't looking for it.
All right.
But
so what was our last count? Like 25 through chat? Integrated chat?
The UniChat support 25, I think, right, Theodore? Is it 20 or 25?
It's increasing.
I get it. I'll get it. He's looking.
It's increasing. I don't. I think we're gonna add 3 more for UniChat very soon, and but the new platforms that may push it a couple more, and that also pushes the total supported services to close to 100.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So you think we'll hit 100 platforms supported on Beam, and probably 30. Let me see. What was the last announcement we made? I'm scrolling. Here it is. Nope, that wasn't it. So right around here. Here it is. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25. You're right, Spectre. So 25 platforms that we support UniChat and UniViewers for. We would like to support them all, but some platforms, one of the interesting things that I think no one thinks of is that we have to deal with our own programming and then the programming of another platform. And what happens is, Spectre, we encounter really bad programming. So a lot of it AI based. I'm not criticizing AI, but incomplete and all that. And then a lot of some people get upset because their UniChat doesn't work properly and all that. And we take responsibility for it. We've never said, oh, it's their fault. We take responsibility for it, and we say we're going to try to make it work. But it's a constant struggle. For example, should I give one example? I'll give one example. YouTube. I'll give you the worst. Facebook. We are astonished on the lack of quality of their code. It's obviously a product of their success. So they can't destroy the code. They have to add on top of it. It's almost like Windows, right? Windows is nice, but you know that it has all these layers of evolution, and that's how they are. So anytime that somebody says, hey, why don't you guys support Facebook for UniChat and UniViewers, I'm like, that's a nightmare.
Well, one thing that I do like about Beam, compared to some outfit like Restream, for example, is that Restream tends to cater to a lot of the mainstream platforms, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the D-Lives, the Twitches, etc., right? For those of us, we all stream different stuff. DJ does music, he does gaming, I do news, that little tiny lowly category in many platforms, on some platforms at least. But free speech is kind of important. And I come from an era where we live in some very unique times, and that censorship is kind of a thing. So as Beam expands, Angel or any of you guys on the panel here, how do you guys think about handling the challenges of censorship, especially what comes from across the pond by way of the DSA, the DMA, and all the various other countries that tend to pile into this?
Well, I'll answer that one because that's a legal question more than anything else. I've made the decision as CEO. Well, before I even say that, Spectre, there are two things that are really important to me. One of them is freedom of speech, and the other one is privacy. They go hand in hand, but they're not the same, obviously.
Absolutely.
So you should be able to share what you want to share, and we should, any data that we obtain from you, you should know how we intend to use it. If you look at our privacy statement on Beam, we don't use any of the information. We don't sell it. We're not selling any information from our viewers or from our streamers. Zero. Nothing. That's not in the equation. So saying that, and to answer your question directly, we take a very different view on this. So when we were structuring the legality of Beam, we realized that if I gave you the access to stream on Beam for free, then I was responsible for your content. But if you're paying the $3.95 or getting sponsored, which the sponsor has its own policy, which, by the way, Brent, when he was in Logitech, helped us write that. He was still at Logitech, and he provided us the framework of what Logitech looks for before they sponsor a streamer. And so when you're signing up and you say, okay, I want Logitech, for example, to sponsor my stream, you are agreeing to their specific rules, like no pornography and stuff like that, right? Don't violate the law and anything like that. But we stand strong on allowing our streamers to stream whatever it is they want. Now, when the content is illegal, all right, that's a different story. So we don't want how to build bombs and all that stuff on Beam. But otherwise, we take a very supportive role for our community. So there's music on Beam, as you know. We have shows that are on the far left and on the far right. A lot more on the far right. And we support them. I hop in there and some people are saying some stuff that I sometimes on both sides of the equation that I don't particularly agree with, but I will die defending their right to say what they think and what they want. And that's the way, that's our approach. We support free speech 100%. So.
Good deal. Glad to hear it.
Did it sound too much like sales or reality to you, Spectre?
Well,
be honest.
We live in such unique times here that we're having to defend free speech here in the United States on an everyday basis, and it's worth defending. But we also know that we've got people all across the world that are challenging that, and it makes it cumbersome for not only the streamer but the various platforms and whether or not they're going to bend the knee or appease certain powers that be, if you will, in various portions of the world where we were extreme, whatever.
I think that most of the, without getting political, most of the radical changes around the world were people who were imitating the old U.S., let's call it that, and searching for free speech in their countries. And that has lit up the light across the planet on the power of free speech. You don't want an audience that is, you don't want cheapo. You don't want people who are following just whatever they're told. You want people who are thinking. And frankly, I like when people disagree with me, because you can divide life into winning or losing, but I think I divide it into winning or learning. And you always learn from you. I mean, a lot of people go, why do you go on those shows, and do these interviews that are extreme, have extreme views? And I said, because I always learn. I want to hear another person's point of view, Spectre. I don't want to. I find the truth in a lot of different ways. I used to live for at one point in my life in the capital of Florida of the Ku Klux Klan. And as crazy as that sounds, I got along with them perfectly. Why? Because I sat down and I wanted to hear their point of views, and they were extreme and far-fetched, but that was their views. And I respected them. And I remember sitting down, because I was managing a hotel at the time. And I said, I just want to know that if I have a crime or I have a fire, you guys are going to show up. That's all I need from you guys. And they say, yeah, we'll show up. And goes, okay, from now on, everybody in the fire department and in the police department eats for free at my restaurant in the hotel. Yeah. So you guys can come anytime. So it was you can build bridges, Spectre, is what I mean. Even with the extreme, there's no reason for us to cancel an opinion. There's no reason to void a point of view. As extreme as it may sound, there's always a way to bridge it if you make the effort. That's all I have to say about it, without getting political.
Yeah. Mind if I switch gears up a little bit here? I know we're talking streaming side of things here, but the platform that we're actually meeting on here today, Beacon Max now. Recently, you guys have kind of put Beacon, I'll just use that term, under the same roof, if you will, as BeamStream here. And I think I remember here, it's probably been a good 5-6 years ago, maybe. You guys started off with Beacon X, has now migrated to Beacon Max. What are your plans going forward with the platform that we're speaking on? Are you guys going to become essentially kind of a direct competitor, if you will, to, say, Zoom or a StreamYard or whatever sort of meeting places that are out there for forums like this? Or what's your thought?
No, we're not. Beacon Max in itself, separate from Beam, it is certainly an alternative for Zoom, Teams, and all the other ones, all the usual suspects. But there was more reasoning into us merging Beacon into Beam. So Beam's parent company, as I said before, is Beam Media Corp, and Beacon's parent company is Beacon Technologies. Well, that Beacon Technologies is merged into Beam Media Corp. In fact, Beacon Technologies will cease to exist. It's all going to be Beam Media Corp.
Okay.
And what we did there, and then I'll let Theodore expand on the vision, but I would tell you what we accomplished right away. So what we accomplished right away is we simplified our development, because we don't have our teams split. So everybody's now working under Beam Media Corp. 2, we gained 4 patents that have been approved and 1 that's pending that looks at this stage like it may be approved. So that's 5 patents. And 3, we get to integrate this technology into Beam. So I'll let Theodore explain how that would look like.
Well, Angel already explained. With this being part of Beam, you can essentially integrate podcast-style interviews directly into Beam without having to fiddle with screen capture for Zoom or anything really. Any of the servers, you just add that additional source, and it's through both OBS and directly on Beam that you'll be able to do that, and it greatly simplifies a lot of those podcast style setups. And then the other aspect is, I don't know, Angel, do we talk about the rooms?
Absolutely.
So since these rooms here at Beacon Max, they can be public. In other words, you can have people join them through just one link. In other words, just having a group chat. Or you can also have them private. In other words, you can restrict who can see them. And that gives you power to control access to those rooms and optionally charge people for access. In other words, if you have some educational content or you have something you want to share with a group of people for free, but you want to know who each of those people is, like a webinar kind of thing, you can do it directly on Beam. You can multi-stream it out to other platforms that support it. If you have YouTube subscriber-only mode, or you have Patreon, or you have Boosty, or any other service that supports it, you will have also built-in one right on Beam, so you don't have to go through third party for that.
Very
so it's
cool.
giving you more options, basically.
Yeah, it kind of changes the world. So our job, Spectre, at Beam is to make everything accessible as easy as possible to the streamer.
Yeah.
So imagine that you click on one button, you invite someone, you can invite them on the spot, you can invite them, and you click one button and all of a sudden you guys are talking live without having to use Discord, without having to use any other third-party software, live on Beam.
And it does preserve your privacy as well there. So you can talk to viewers, for example, from your chat on Beam. You can add them if they have a comment, they want to share something, you can just add them in, they'll get a pop-up, they can connect. And of course, you can kick them out if you don't like what they're saying, because you have the control over the stream. But yeah, that's something that you cannot achieve anywhere else. And you have to share your Discord, and some people have private servers, or they don't want to add random people as friends. So connecting essentially someone who you may see frequently in chat, but you don't feel like putting them into your private circle or your private Discord or your whichever platform you use to communicating, this takes away that pain of having to figure that out, or not even being able to do that to begin with. So you can give voices to people, give voices to your viewers.
Yeah, it's kinda neat
DJ,
because-
I think this is the first time we publicly discussed this, so you're getting an exclusive. I don't remember one time giving that much detail about why that merger. Inspector, fantastic question. Thank you.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, because now, Spectre, I would say what I started. You see why I don't think Restream and Streamlabs is our competition. We are the way we think is we are industry defining. We're not about imitation at all. That's not our style.
It's kind of where I see a lot of other social media / streaming platforms going, is that they become highly integrated. The communities in that are fairly tight-knit, and that it's not just a streaming platform. You go in, you watch the stream, and you're out there, and you go somewhere else to social media. TMTV, for example, is integrating streaming with social media, and they're going so far as integrating the Tether or the Bitcoin type-esque cryptocurrencies net in. Heck, even going so far as pulling in nuclear fusion power systems net in. Various other platforms are going down that path, like Pilled / Foxhole, and that has got kind of a meeting type application built into the streaming / social media, and you see that with even Rumble and that kind of going down that path. And I'm glad to see that you're thinking that far ahead.
Say go away. Oh, there we go. See, she went away. Don't worry about it. That's our built-in AI. So,
there she is.
Yeah. So anyway, Spectre, we have a critical advantage over all of those platforms you're mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it is? We already own a social media network with 6.1 million people in it. So what do you think will be the next step for us? Think about it.
Integrate that in.
That's exactly right. So you'll have all of these incredible rich experiences right on Beam. So Beam will be not only about streaming, but also about connections. Spectre, if I were to tell you, and I want you to believe this, and I want you to remember this, because one day it's going to come up again. If I were to tell you that one of the reasons that I launched Beam is because of my concern about isolation, about people living in silos. And I wanted them to connect. In fact, I can tell you unequivocally, that's what brought Brent to us when I explained this concept. We want to create bridges. And so anything that facilitates that, in integrating this into Beam, this experience we're having right now, it's just logically a logical step in that direction. Yeah. And then our next step will be integrating some of the aspects of G-Tribe, if not the entire thing, into Beam. So your profile is going to be an active profile where you can post things and people can interact with it and comment. Think about the change on that. And it's going to be such a rich experience. We want to take small steps, though. We do not want to, I don't want you to come one day and then for Beam to be completely changed. All small steps. So this year, we've identified it as the year of Beam. And this is when we start implementing. For example, we're working on Embers right now, which is our virtual currency. DJ, you'll get also the exclusive that we're launching that next week. So stage 1, so Embers will be part of it. You know, that has a lot of advantages because a lot of people that when you're subscribing to someone, you're spending $4.95 and you're committing to kind of a subscription. And Embers gives you the ability to just buy a number of Embers, let's say $20, and then you could spread them out and give them. And then you can, our Embers you can use in our store. We'll have different things. You can buy things with Ember at some of our partners that are signing up. It's going to be really interesting. So Embers is going to be like a virtual currency with real acquisition power. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. So that's number 1. And so that we're working on that. Number 2 will be the integration of Beacon into Beam. So once you hear us announce stage 1 of Embers, then we start integrating these aspects of Beacon into that. And later on in the year, we will take small steps at integrating the social media aspects. Let me tell you something about Theodore. Theodore programmed G-Tribe over 1 million lines of code himself solo. So wow. Everybody that when you interact on G-Tribe, you post something, you do a message, you do whatever, that was Theodore. And I hired him when he was still in high school. So we gave him that job when he was, 17 years old. I can't remember how old you were, Theodore, but super young. So, anyway, so that's how I see the future. Sort of exactly what you're saying, and I applaud all the platforms that are moving in that direction, Spectre, that you're bringing up. Thank you so much, because that gives you more ability across platforms. And one of the ideas that Brent and I have that we really want to pursue, hopefully this year we'll be able to do it, is an alliance between platforms. Instead of this competitiveness, instead of this like I hope you die kind of attitude, let's find ways that we can all live. And so I have to highlight Valora. I think the name of the founder is, oh my god, that looks like a meme.
Guest appearance. my friend June is loving this right now.
The head.
June, you see that?
Sorry, I think Jack was just saying,
incredible.
Wait,
that was incredible. That was incredible. It looked like that meme where it starts bobbing.
I think the best part was I see Brent's face. Like, can you just go away from it?
So anyway, but you know, I just think that the future is better if we find ways to work together. And I was highlighting Valora. I think Chris is the guy that created Valora. I think it's Chris, his name. and Theodore has talked to him, and I think Brent, you talked to him too. Am I right? Laura? No, maybe it was just Theodore. And you know, I mean, they're looking. They're here. They're watching. But they're celebrating this, like it should be. So I celebrate Ballora by having that vision of hey, we are in this together. You know, we are not competing with anyone. So if you know, if Ballora, somebody from Ballora is on, you got my 15-second plug on that platform. So
I know you guys' time is limited here. Do we have time for one more here, DJ?
Sure, go right ahead.
Well, being you kind of hinted at the AI and that kind of jumping into conversation here, and I do end up covering quite a bit of stuff in regards to AI and data centers net going in around the country. It's going to be all the rage net for quite some time.
Right.
From Beam's perspective, how do you guys plan on integrating AI, or do you plan on, or what do you guys foresee as kind of following the trends, I guess, as a lot of companies and that, especially the major ones, Mag 7s and that are out there are integrating and putting data centers in around the country. Where do you guys plan on going with that, or do you plan on going anywhere with it?
So I'm going to answer the first part, and then I'm going to let Theodore finish. All right, Spectre? So the first part is, how do we view AI? We partnered many years ago with IBM to use their Watson AI, which was the most advanced before, you know, ChatGPT and all that. And we worked with AI for about, Theodore, was it 8 years or 7 years?
7 years.
7 years. And Theodore is actually working on his doctorate in artificial intelligence. So we have an expert on the subject with us. But the difference from us, and the mistake that IBM made, was that they showed, and a lot of the AI companies are that way, inadvertently they fall into this trap of showing, for example, IBM showed in how many ways AI could beat a human being. And that creates a competitive nature between an AI and humans. And that's not good, okay? What we think is the AI should be subservient to humans. They should be helping us. And in that, with that in mind is how we will deploy AI and Beam. And then I'll let Theodore give you a couple examples.
Well, everything is top secret, so I don't know which ones we can talk about.
No non-disclosure agreement related stuff, obviously.
I would say talk about the functionalities on Beam that we will have.
That doesn't narrow it down. There are so many things we're looking at that. So essentially, the goal is to help streamers throughout the whole streaming journey, especially new streamers that are not quite sure where to start. And a lot of those things you cannot just program with regular code. You cannot just understand what's wrong with the stream when they're trying to stream and something funky comes out. They have no audio, the picture is weird, something's cut off, something's not going through, the FPS is wrong, it's disconnecting. So those kinds of things, it's easy for a human to look at it and be like, okay, you have to change the bitrate there, adjust the scene here in OBS, and then configure whatever, you know, some setting somewhere else in some other tool, and then you'll be all set. But with programs, there's just too many variables there, and what AI shines at is it can really process all of those at the same time and produce kind of the big picture of what has to change to get to the desired result. And that's going to be one aspect of your stream setup, the initial, you know, like basically how you're just getting started and connecting to different platforms. It will help you, it will guide you through. Of course, you don't have to follow it if you know what you're doing. If you've been streaming before, you can just X out of it. But if you're new, it will be a friendly way to go through each step and then figure out if something is wrong, what's wrong with it. I don't know, Angel. What else? What else are we going to disclose here? Because nobody really has this. This is already a big advantage for any tool, for any streaming tool. To have this
I think it's. Yeah, I think if we live in a world where even if somebody releases this before us, it just is all good. But so I will talk about two other things. Yeah, I will talk about two other things. One of them is one that another platform did. Other platforms have had it, but clipping becomes cumbersome when you have to, make a decision and all that. So we're not going to run an AI to be tracking your stream because that opens for all kinds of invasions of privacy. But we will allow you to trigger an AI, Spectre, like you did inadvertently, and say clip the stream, and it will give you options right away of how long you want and what is it that you want clipped. And another one that we see a big help for streamers is on moderation. So, it'd be interesting to say, hey, I can mention the name because I have her turned off, but if I say, hey, Sammy, she would go, yes, Angel, this guy's a nuisance. Just ban him from now, or just kick him out of the stream. And that way, everybody we're a little bit like Prometheus. We want to give fire to humans. We want to give them power. So it doesn't matter if you're small, large, big, a lot of people admire these big streamers. They have all these moderators and all that, and it's a big operation. Well, you'll be able to have the same, but even more effectively with artificial intelligence. Again, notice that in everything we're saying, it's subservient to you. It's not AI telling you. AI is helping you on how to set up your things properly, and AI is also helping you in moderation and also helping you on clipping and other functionalities that you can do live. So those are the ones that we'll mention. There's a lot more, but we don't want to mention the other ones. We got to keep a little bit to ourselves, Spectre, but that's a great question. Thank you.
And I guess from a technology standpoint, obviously it takes money and operations and data centers and server farms and everything else to make all this happen. I'm assuming you guys probably have server farms now across the country in various locations and probably throughout the world. But how do you guys plan on keeping up with the tech side of things, whether it be the NVIDIA or AMD chips or whatever and that is out there? I guess where do you see that side going?
Theater. That's a theater question.
Yeah, so that's a great question. And the reality of using AI is that the usage or, the investment in hardware and data centers should follow the demand. That's not how the industry is going right now. So that is definitely broken about the industry with all these ghost data centers being built on paper and all the contracts being signed without them coming into reality for another decade. It's a strange way to do business, but it gets the money flowing. So our view of that is we will scale that particular aspect with our growth, and the current growth doesn't require us to build data centers across the world. So we can run from specific select locations in different geographical, so basically in Europe, in America, so we can have servers that are running essentially local instances without having to dedicate massive, well, first of all, infrastructure investments, but also, the capacity that we don't currently need. As we scale the use, as we add more features, that will be something that we have to look into. But yeah, at the current stage, we do not have those massive farms that are billions of dollars worth.
Right.
Yeah, Spectre, it's a really good question. The way that the network is designed right now is we do have servers in a data center in West Virginia. That's where our main servers are located. But we also have relay servers in over 330 countries, or cities, 125 countries. So we have a vast network, but when you are absolutely correct that when you start deploying AI, we're going to have our own servers running it unless we want to pay incredible premiums to a third party to use, their GPUs, which is really how that is being, processed right now. So our growth, although we've grown by over 10,000% on our first year in operation, it's still manageable. We're surprised at first, and it created a wave of issues for us, but we were able to own up to that demand. And now, as DJ proved today by being, on nearly 40 platforms, our servers do really well. So because
it's incredible how much you can get just by optimizing code rather than throwing more money at it and more servers and more GPUs and more everything. So just 10% improvement here, 10% improvement there, 20 there, 20 here, and then you doubled your number of active streams, and you're using the same servers as before. And it's the right way to do it. Of course, it's slower than just buying more servers, but it is absolutely more scalable and more future-proof.
Spectre, this is an actual conversation that Theodore and I have on a weekly basis. He goes, I improved the speed of connections by 2%. I did this, it's up 3%. This is up 5%. Yeah. So it's a constant, us optimizing code all the time to make sure that our connections are solid, that DJ Guns is not disconnecting across all these platforms that he's at right now. And also to make the experience even better. One of the things that we did quietly is we increased dramatically the speed of connection to the main page of Beam. If you notice, you load Beam and all the streams load almost instantaneously. We did a little bit of trickery on that, Spectre. I'm going to be completely frank with you, but it's a step in the right direction. So we want to be, we want the experience on Beam to be like nothing else, instantaneous and solid.
I've kind of learned from Guns in that having been on so many platforms, I'm small scale compared to him, by the way, but rather than firing everything up at once, just turn on Beam and then one by one bring your platforms up seems to work a lot better. And, maybe that was born from where it was previously, but now, with Theodore's latest updates and so forth, maybe that's not as much of an issue, but I'm still kind of gun shy in that regard, I guess.
No, I think, Spectre, you're doing it the right way. I deal with a lot of people on a daily basis by going in there and they say, well, this didn't turn on, this is not streaming here. And I always recommend that. I always say, hey, why don't you restart your stream if you can, sometimes they can, and start adding the platforms one by one. And there's a couple people that were in chat when we started that are doing it that way, and they're finding it to be a lot more successful. It's a little more time consuming because you're clicking buttons, and going live here, going live there. Yeah. But at least while we're still working on core components of our connections, because this is all new, by the way, we don't do multi-streaming like anyone else. We invented our own way of doing it. So there is going to be some issues with it, but I think overall what I hear from people is, wow, Beam is amazing. That's probably in the 80 to 90%. And the rest are particular issues that they've had with particular platforms.
I could tell you that before you guys did any updates at all, I just loved using the service anyway, because like we had discussed earlier, just the fact that you can get your brand out there and that you're helping us do that, it's very, very powerful. We can't get that on any other platform. Plain and simple. We just can't. So it's nice to have a place to go where we can accomplish that. So thank you guys for building such a great product, because it really is amazing.
Yeah, I think the big idea there, DJ, was Theodore's. We spent a lot of years developing the technology, the visual technology that was inspired by games, by the way. So a lot of our visual technology, like, look, I'm moving my hands and people can see me moving my hands and it seems fluid. But try that on Zoom, try that on Teams, and it's like robotic. And so we realized that games had solved a lot of problems. So one of them, is frames per second. Another one is what we refer to in the, everybody knows is bit rate. Another one is refresh rate. I mean, there's so many different aspects that make it more all that. And when we integrated that into Beam, Theater had the incredible idea of saying, hey, this technology can be used much better for live streaming. That was his idea. And I sat on that idea for 6 months, and it haunted me. It was like this echo in my brain, and I'm like, let's do it. And from that moment, we actually, so a little bit of history, DJ. You've been around long enough to know that Beam, we're not the first Beam that's a live streaming platform, right?
Yeah.
So Beam was Mixer, and what became Mixer. And one of the reasons that Microsoft said, they announced why they were changing, if you look at the announcements, one of the reasons mentioned was that they could not trademark the term Beam. So when 3 years before we launched Beam, I went to the Patent and Trademark Office and said, I want to trademark the word Beam. That's why it has a little R in a circle. And after, it took us, a year and a half of going back and forth with the examiner and all that, and we finally got the trademark. And then I said, okay, if we're going to use the word Beam, we need to have the same principles as the original Beam. Be about the community. This is an homage to how they were. I mean, congratulations on getting bought by Microsoft, but still, the original Beam was, I mean, we're not even close yet. Beam was the ultimate in my opinion. So we took on the name Beam. We created our own logo in our own way. We have 2 logos, as you can see. We have the inverted triangle, which is what Theodore and Brent have, and then we have the actual 3D symbol that DJ Guns and I have. And the thing about it is that once we committed to that, and once Theodore actually lit that light in my heart, really, and in my brain, we said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it like no one else. So why not add multi-streaming? Why not allow that? And we started with a negative question. Why not? What would be the reasons? We couldn't find one reason not to do it. If we are not going to be in competition with anyone else, if we're going to be so unique, why not? And that's how Beam got started. So, and we're going to celebrate our 2nd year in existence on April 24th of this year. So I cannot believe it's only been 2 years. And look where we're at. We are the 11th, is it 11th, Theodore? 11th largest live streaming platform in the world. I say it all. We have so many people on Beam constantly. And by the way, not everybody gets to be on the main page. So you're not seeing the full breadth of the community. And so anyway, it's an incredible story. I am so excited and celebrating with you, DJ, this incredible moment of you reaching, this world record. This is just a dream come true for me. I mean, I feel validated. You validated everything that Theodore and I and Brent have been talking about because Brent is celebrating his 1st year with us, and have validated everything that we're about. So now we know this is possible. Now, before somebody else does, I urge you, DJ, to get started with the next one, and maybe we'll do it in summer.
I'm ready.
Or before, whenever you're ready.
Now I'm ready. I wish I can get other people that are in the Discord. If you were able to see or hear what was going on as these things are firing. Oh, one's down. Okay, I gotta go back. Oh God. All right, I gotta go. I mean, Spec could tell you he was there. I was really nervous about getting them on. Only not because Beam couldn't perform. It's just the fact that sometimes these sites will update themselves. And when they do, you kind of have to, you know, sometimes you have to change the code, or the key rather. Sometimes you have to delete it completely and put it back in because the RTMP changes. But I'm just so happy that I was able to deliver that to you guys today, and
Thank you.
I'm really happy
It's the
about
best
that.
gift. It's the best gift ever. So we're excited. We can't wait to release that on Monday on the wire and announce that you accomplished it. And you did it. So tiered are actually verified. So we wanted some sort of verification too, so that we can say, okay, here's the connections. But you, DJ, you connected to 38. Is that it, or 37?
I think it's 37, but at the last minute I threw in that blaze.stream, so I'm not sure if that was the 37th or the 38th one. Because I have a few that you guys don't have in the list yet.
Were you streaming from your OBS directly to any of the platforms?
Yes.
How many, or which ones?
Stream.place, Flashy Social, which literally just opened like yesterday. Let me see if I have it. And Soup.
And Soup. So that's 3 more.
Right.
And
it would have been SharePlay also, but I couldn't get SharePlay to work.
So we've had 36 platforms, Beam included, connected at peak for sure. So I can completely verify that.
And
there's 3 more.
So 37, 30, 39.
So 39 for sure.
Okay.
Do you want to try
that we
40?
update the press release?
I do want to try.
Okay, let's see.
If we have one more,
make it right now. Let me quickly check that. So which ones do you not have connected here?
I really appreciate the questions. You're very direct, and I like those, and you definitely understand what you're asking. So I appreciate all your questions.
So I'm assuming frequency, SharePlay is out. Chill Hub, that didn't work.
Now SharePlay is only out because I have an ATEM skin on OBS, and even though it looks beautiful, there's certain things about it that I think they need to update. And when I click on SharePlay, it's just not accessing. So I think it's on OBS side.
And the Chill Hub?
The Chill Hub, I think it's a project that they're in the middle of, but it does not work.
So it wouldn't go live. Got it. Yeah. And then let me quickly check if there's anything new you can add while we're here live.
Yes, please.
So you have Blaze, you have Tilted.
Yes, Tilted is new also. Yes.
Well, that's the different one. The Post, do you have Post?
That one I had a problem getting on.
Okay. And I have a couple of ones without a label here. So what else can we add here?
I think I have an idea. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
I gotta
here we come.
I don't want to confirm it yet, but I am loading something.
TAC, did you?
I have TAC ID. Yeah, that's on. That's live.
You can. Got it. Let me refresh this as well.
I think that was the last one I got before we started.
Okay, gonna refresh this list. And so we have this soup going, we have...
And while Theodore is working on that, why don't we mention one more time all the people that helped you, DJ, in making this happen beyond Breaking Spectre this week?
There's literally so many people that has stepped up. A lot of people from my community. Skate Gamer OG, who's in the chat right now, Bunny, who's in the chat right now, of course, Spectre, Rainy Rainy Devil, Aries War Gods, thank you. Well, he's not Aries War Gods anymore, but thank you very much. Wise, you're absolutely amazing. You're with me with almost every stream and every platform that I'm on. Literally, this guy will be like, all right, you got 3 more, let's go. Like, he's just ready to go. And he'll sign up and he'll take care of business. June, that's in here. Fago Juggalo. These are all my people. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry, but I appreciate each and every one of you for having my back. It's a lot to make sure that all these things are on, because you have to have the process power to do so. And I have all my tabs open just to make sure. So as you guys were talking, I just click each one and just make sure, okay, we're good, we're live. And some people will tell me, like Rainy Devil, for instance, say, oh, well, you're not live on this one anymore, or you're not live on Instagram. You should just check that. I hear voices, I don't see video. I'll change it, I'll fix it. And we took care of business while you guys were talking. So everything's done in real time too. That's another thing that I want to tell you about Beam, is that there are a lot of programs where you have to shut it down. You can't add things while it's live. With Beam you can. I could literally just add another, if you guys have another platform, I could just, as long as I have the RTMP and the key, I could literally add it right now and boom, I'm online. So that's another thing that I love about it. The toggle switches are very pleasing to use. It's very easy, and yeah, it's amazing. It really is amazing.
DJ, when we were designing that the UI aspect of it, Theodore is also an electric engineer. He has easily the smartest person I know. Like, he's way up there in his IQ. And we were thinking about the analogy of a light switch. Why, so electricity is complex, it's electromagnetism, a lot of people think that the current actually stops and then goes. It's actually flowing all the time. You don't need to know that. You need to just flip the switch, if you still have those, the old school ones, and the lights turn on. And that's exactly what Theodore and I wanted to do with Beam. We made complexity seem very, very simple. Yeah. I wanna thank one person that is always behind the scenes, DJ, and does an incredible job. And I see that he's on the chat, is Daniel from he's head of support for Beam. He's always on Discord and all that. Thank you, Daniel, for everything you do.
He actually said, he asked you, he was like, where's his leather jacket? Where's Angel's leather jacket?
That's an inside joke.
I got you on that one, Daniel. I got you down.
Thank you. And Daniel is fantastic. He does an incredible job.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he tries his best. A lot of people tell me, "Oh, Daniel hopped in and helped me," and I mean, he goes way beyond the Call of Duty to try to make sure that people are happy. And of course, he deals with unhappiness. So in his world, is people don't go to him and go, "Oh my God, Beam is perfect." No, they go, "Okay, I'm having an issue with that. I'm having an issue with that." So I appreciate that, Daniel. I don't want you to feel left out. And I know you're always there, and I appreciate that. So Theodore, what do you got for us?
So quick check. The eye blobs. I don't know if you've been able to set that one up before.
I know iBloops I had an issue with in the past. I don't know if they updated. Yeah, I already have all the information for iBloops.
If you have the channel there, then maybe you can try going live on that.
Okay, let me see what they got here. Yeah, they changed quite a few things. I see that. The profile, my profile. I think with this one was more so how to get. Wait, that might be it. Producer access. Yeah, producer access is new. I was trying to fire on TikTok. The reason why I didn't right away is because the second that I put TikTok on, I don't know if it's from people coming into the room and then maybe a certain song plays that's copyright or something. Immediately they don't like that. They don't like it.
Yeah.
So is your channel
a lot of people tell me
still streamable on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, any music they
But would you want to stream to it now?
I'm already waiting for the studio to update because it's been a minute, but I gotta go.
That would be the 40th one then.
Okay.
Wow.
No pressure.
Too late.
Has anybody a surveillance cam on the server farm? Make sure we're not smoking down, and times if you look out your window, make sure your power's still on in your block.
You know, we ran a test. I have not announced this, DJ. I'll give you another piece of information that no one knows.
Okay.
Theodore and I partner with a broadcasting company to do a one-time run. They ran it on Beam, but it didn't show on Beam. And they're a sporting broadcaster, and we just needed to stress test our servers, and we had 230,000 people viewers watching at one time. It hit a record for us. But we just wanted to know what the top end was. You know, how can we support that? And now we know we can.
All right, it wants me to add a camera, even though I don't need to do that, but we're one step away. Will that count?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it looks like we're live on TikTok. Just gonna confirm that.
I'm gonna check that to confirm. DJ Guns. And I do see you live on TikTok. That makes it 40.
All righty, we did it. 4-0.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's incredible. That's incredible. That is incredible. Thank you so much, DJ.
You're welcome.
We did it.
You're welcome.
So, and I got to tell you something. Brent did a great job of keeping our expectations low. he kept on telling us, you know, he's going to go for 30. He's going to go for 30. And here we are at 40. So that's percentage-wise, it's a little higher than 30. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spectre, do you have any more questions? I think
I hit the bulk of them here today, quite honestly.
Thank you.
Guns, I'll graciously turn it back over to you for whatever you got planned.
Yeah, we're gonna have a full streaming evening.
Perfect.
We're gonna be doing music and some gaming and stuff. So we want to keep it rolling. We don't want to just say we made it and that's it. You know. Now we gotta just keep it rolling, and in 40 different locations, people will be able to see what we're up to.
Yeah, DJ, I wanted to also thank the Beam community. Everyone who I told about this, I would hop into their streams and say, hey, this is happening on Saturday. We send an email. I sent an email to them. Everyone has been so supportive of you. Everyone thought, like, so what's interesting about this is that most people don't even know there's over 100 platforms.
Nobody.
They say 30. There's not 30 platforms. I can't even think of 30. So there's lots of live streaming platforms in the world, as you have discovered.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but thank you for the community that I saw a lot of people on Beam cheering you on and stopping in the chat and all that. And some of them are consistent streamers, and they stopped their stream to be with you and to experience this moment. So thank you to the community.
Thank you guys.
Without you, there's no Beam. You know, I've said that on my emails. That Beam does not exist without its community. So our job is to stay focused on that community and stay focused on the needs of streamers and on the need of viewers. That's our job. The rest and the success and the money and whatever else comes, if it comes, that's consequence. That's not goal. The goal is focus on the community, focus on continued building this community. And we also, for those platforms out there that are, I know that there's some platforms that are watching you, and they're either in support or in executive positions. Reach out to Brent Barry. We want to work with you. Brent's email is easy as brent@beamstreaming.gg. I'm sorry if you start getting a lot of spam, Brent. But reach out to Brent, and and see if there's ways we can connect and ways we can work together. We want to help you. We want to help other platforms be successful. So,
thank you guys. Thank you. It's an emotional moment for me too, because I've been working really hard to get to this point. So sorry if I'm tearing up a little bit, but that's just what happens when you have things like this. But it's amazing that I can just let out that energy now, because it's a monumental moment, I think, and you guys are heading in such a wonderful direction, because there's so many new technologies coming out. And you guys are literally there before I even hear about it. And you got a lot of things planned, I know. So I think everybody here is looking forward to the future of BeamStream and what you guys are going to be bringing to the table, and what you guys brought to the table already. I mean, everybody's already enjoying the fruits of your labor. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, DJ, and thank you for saying those kind words, and thank you to Brent, Theodore, and Daniel that's out there and all that, and the entire Beam team, and our incredible, wonderful community that supports us in more ways than I can imagine. And thank you for purchasing the by the way, we didn't give that to DJ. He went out and purchased them, because we do not give away. Yeah, we don't give merch away. We're not that company. So I buy mine. Everybody buys their own. I gifted those to Brent and Theodore, but I pay for them. So we don't do that. We're not people. I want people who wear our brand to really be proud of it, and not for it just to be like a commercial. If you're gonna wear the brand, be proud of it. So I wanted something that looked a little corporate, so I had this made, and I paid for it myself. So we have more merch coming. So I want to say that we actually have to get samples of it beforehand, and we order only the best. So that T-shirt that hat that you're wearing right there is nice, by the way. And there are two hats that we make, and they're both very nice, very, very nice. So I've been doing merch for almost 20 years, so I know a lot more than I want to know about it. So when we make a product, I can tell you that it's not. First of all, there's really no profit on it, so we sell it as close to cost as we can. And two, it is high quality. You're not going to get junk. We're not going to do that. And in fact, that shirt and that hat was made by a couple that lives in Georgia. And so we hired a particular person after interviewing so many different companies that do that. Anybody in streaming knows all the companies that do that, to do our merch themselves. So, and I apologize for those that are watching that in December, the merch, their orders got delayed. They took a vacation. We didn't find out about it until they were back. So, but I was good with it. So, all righty. Well, I guess, Brent, do you want to have the parting words for our community?
I mean, I'm really happy for everybody, DJ, for you getting to do this, and I hope everybody enjoys the stream today. It's gonna be quite the celebration. I know I'm gonna be there.
Thank you so much.
I'll be watching too, DJ. So take care, and thank you for having us on. That was very nice of you too.
Of course, thank you for coming on and explaining and letting people know about beams. I think what's very important is that there are not just people that have been here for a while, but there are new people that are coming in too, and they get to experience what Beam has to offer. So this was a very good way to do that. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah, a lot of people told me that they were going to watch on their mobile phones, because obviously we have a mobile app, and they were going to watch you on their mobile because they're doing stuff on Saturday. So they're like, one person told me they're going to be with their kids, and another one. So you may have gotten some viewers too that are not chatting, so you don't see them on the chat, and came on and are watching you on their mobile devices. So
appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. DJ, have a great stream. Enjoy everything, and being emotional like you are is part of the full spectrum of life. Enjoy that, enjoy the success, enjoy the smiles, and then Brent, I'm sure, will redo the press release. He'll send you a copy so you can see it beforehand, and then we'll release that on Monday, and we'll make it official for the world.
I'll send it over to you. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care.
All right,
Bye.
take care. Bye-bye, guys. All right, guys, we're going to be right back. I'm going to put this BRB screen on. I need a minute. We got to switch over. We're going to switch gears. We're going to be doing some music. And, yeah, 6, if you're in here, I hope you're ready. I know we went over a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so we'll catch you guys in a little bit, okay? All right.
What in the fuck knuckles is this?
Go follow Batra. Thank you so much.
My boots? Your face.
Yeah, because when that API comes out, Batra's going to need a little bit of help. In all seriousness, I'm going full Lumia. That's
Feeling great, thanks. Nice shooting. The last one falls.
Oh, it's not over until I teabag every last one of you alien motherfuckers.
That was perfect. Because I came back. That, please clip that. Please clip that.
I wanna go and see what's. I got a stick. What could I do with a stick?
You can do a lot with a
What's in the
stick.
Look what's in the tree.
Hungry. What the
Egg
hell?
in the day.
Oh shit, it's an egg.
The can in the thing.
I want to thank you for joining me this evening. My eyes cannot stay open any longer, and I got to wrap some more gifts because tomorrow is the last day of the holiday for me. What I'd like you to do, or actually, I'll do it for you. So, I see we have 18 people in the chat. Thank you very much for coming in and hanging out, even if you're lurking. I appreciate that. We did some new things to the chat. I included Lumia Stream into my chats now. So we're going to have different types of commands. Super Cat, there you go. I knew it.
In the middle of the night, got my lyrics and my beat, I'm alright. I'm free falling, got my wifey in sight, gonna try to behave tonight. I'm free falling.
I love that fucking thing. So yeah, we're gonna have I can feel you way. There's no way I'm going to a place that's lowest temperature one day was minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what. No, we ain't doing that. I'm good.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive about that, Mr. Cena. Good evening, by the way, Mr. Cena. I will get a clip of us having this conversation. Matter of fact, I may clip that. God, get me the fuck out of here. Oh, yes! Sit on it, rotate, bitch. Shit.
Time for our contestants to keep moving. As our leader is
Where is he?
damage to anyone standing still.
Here he is.
Contestant just got eliminated and lost a fortune.
Oh, somebody clip that. Oh, fuck. Maybe I should clip it.
This guy's good at sniping.
Where is my clip button? I don't know. There it is. I don't know anything. Fuck it.
Welcome to the party Spotify _Cali explicit.
60. There we go. I'll grab that later.
No, he's got fucking 12,000.
Where's he? Where is he?
On my dead body. Somewhere over there.
All right, guys, hold on one sec. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot, but we're gonna try to see what we can do about fixing it. While you guys wait, how'd you like everything? How'd everything go? I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in here. You're gonna see my face in a second. Don't worry. We're gonna turn off. We're gonna turn off some of the platforms, I think. So we're gonna do. Let's do. Alright, we're gonna take off. Yeah, we're setting it all up now. I'm talking with my friends in the background. We're gonna try to get some music on if we can. Okay, let me see if I can get the camera on so you guys can see me. As you know, there's the snap cam symbol. Nope. All right, we're gonna have to shut some of the platforms down because I think between my computer and OBS, I think OBS has finally had it.